Welcome back to our continuing coverage of GG Poker's online 10K Heads-Up Championship. I'm Lon McCarran. He's still Norman Chad, and try as we might, we can't do anything about that. Happy to be back, though, together, bringing you the poker action that you want. Norman, we're now in the money in this Heads-Up event from a field of 161. Lots of talent still out there in this bracelet event. But the name that jumps out to me of the remaining players is that of Spaniard Adrian Mateos, the youngest player ever to win 3 bracelets at age 22, including a heads-up bracelet.
And he won that heads-up bracelet against John Smith. Nobody beats John Smith.
Nobody.
But what has Adrian Mateos done since? Nada. Okay? It's been 4 years since his last bracelet. He just turned 27. I love his game, but he's this close to becoming a slacker. So I have a message for Senor Mateos. Si no eres un ganador, entonces eres un perdedor. Muéstrame que eres un ganador, mi amigo.
I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
I don't.
It's a tough road ahead for all the remaining players, no matter how decorated their poker resume is. All right, on to the round of 16. Everybody in the money for a minimum of just over $31,000. This matchup between Alex Boyka, originally from Belarus, living in Cyprus, and Canadian Mike Watson. He's a very active, dangerous online specialist. Boyka with a 2-1 chip lead as we pick up the action. Alex on the button with King Trey of diamonds.
King Trey suited. Looks good when you're sitting in your man cave scratching yourself. Pocket aces look good anywhere.
And pocket aces is bet into. And Watson, a happy camper as Boyka open raises.
Watson considered one of the better players out there, still without a bracelet. Lon and I certainly are on that short list, if that short list is about 50,000 names long.
With visions of double up in his head, Watson brings the 3-bet. Boyka jumps all over it. The flop is all red, but only a single diamond for Boyka.
You know, Sir Watts does have a WPT title, plus he beat John Jawanda for the high roller title at the World Series Europe in 2012, but that was not a bracelet event.
Watson continues with a bet of 1/4 pot, an open invitation for Boyka to stick around.
Oh, for sure. You know, it's like when you go, knock, knock, who's there? You don't want them to say pocket aces. You'll just scare them away. So it's knock, knock, who's there? Buddy with a pizza. And then you'll open the door, and you go, buddy with a pizza who? That sounds pretty stupid.
But a surprise from Boyka with a 3x raise here.
Boyka with a bad read here. Bad read, probably a worse read than General Custer had at Bighorn.
So now Watson just calling to see the Queen of Diamonds on the turn. Suddenly the Eagles song Desperado starts playing in his head. Boyka picks up a flush draw. Watson checked it over to Boyka.
Yeah, Boyka was pretty dead on the flop. Now he's not as dead on the turn. Watson with some pot control, but maybe he wants Boyka to fire right here.
Loves to see the diamond on the turn.
He's got king high.
This is online.
Oh, he's got a great hand.
And there is a bet. And all in from Watson. Watson with the aces can't turn down the offer. The river is a diamond. Boyka gets there.
Well, we have seen so many bad runouts in this heads-up championship. You know, I just might pivot to Yahtzee or Racco.
Boyka gets there from his lowly King Trey preflop holdings to flush Watson from the tournament arena. Next up, a couple of very talented players with some good-sized notches on their poker belt. The very talented Sami Calipuro from Finland. He took out GG Poker ambassador Daniel Negreanu in the round of 64. He's facing Romanian Vlad Stefan Lash, who actually finished 15th in this event in 2020. Sami with a nearly a 4-1 chip lead as we go to the action. Lash holding the always fun 8-7s. Going to open up for 1,500. Calipuro calling with ace deuce, ace 4-6 on the flop. Calipuro checks with top pair. Lash has the action with a gut shot.
You know, I worked at Burger King once. Every shift, I felt like I had 8 high. I quit after 2 months.
38.85.
Lash stabs at it again with 8 high. I think aces is the better hand.
Sammy makes the call. Hello, long shot. The river. Wow, that's ugly. Giving
that?
both players a straight, but Lash with the best of it.
I hope Sam's healthcare plan includes gut shot insurance. That river card has got to violate the Geneva Convention of 1949. I know it's a 4-outer, but it just felt like a 1-outer. Actually, it felt more like 1/16 of a 1-outer.
Vlad Stefan sitting exactly where he wants to be.
Lash is Romanian. Romania has to respect the Geneva Convention, no?
Lash all in. Can Sammy get away from it?
Yeah, if I'm Sam, I'm on a pickleball court tomorrow, and I'm never going online again. Certainly Lash, he could have had 7-5 here and straightened on the turn, or you could put him on a random 7 with a hand that was diamonds. But don't tell me that Lash had 8-7 off suit.
He's got to be thinking that, but again, he thinks it can't be possible.
No, if I got to tell you, if Sammy takes any longer, he's taking quite a while here because he's all confused. I'd be confused too. If he takes any longer, I'm going to ask for a time extension for my life. I've only got so many rivers left in me.
You've used those time extensions up, no doubt.
I've sent an Uber driver over to see if he's still in his apartment.
A big moment for the Finnish poker star.
I don't know how he gets away from it. That was a 1/16 of 1 out that came in.
He does make the call and learns the ugly truth. Sammy would continue his downward slide until he was forced to shove a tiny stack with a marginal hand. Vlad Stefan Lash flopped a pair of aces later on, and he knocks out Kalapura to move into the quarterfinals. Next up, from Venezuela, businessman, former newspaper publisher, someone maybe could help you out a little bit, Norman, Miguel Capriles, and GGPoker team champion from Sweden, Nicholas Asted, whom we saw in a previous show knock out Elke in an early round. Nicholas with a 34,000 chip lead as we get to the action. Astet found pocket sixes, and he saw Capriles open for a raise of 2.5x.
I think I mentioned last time that pocket sixes versus ace-king is the 33rd most common heads-up hand online, and you scoffed at me.
Yeah, you mentioned that. All right, so Astet defended to the flop. We go all clubs. Capriles with the king of clubs in his hand.
And he'll bet that flop is all Miguel's. But if you're Nicholas, you can't run home to mama to just one flop bet. He's got a club, plus his pocket sixes might be best here.
The Swede makes the call, another 5 on the turn. Astet checks again with 6s and 5s. Miguel with a better 2-pair keeps the pressure on, betting 6,400 this time.
Yeah, Miguel, a Venezuelan living in Miami. He actually cashed in the last live main event in 2019, and he's got Nicholas in bad shape here.
Yep, Asted, though, sees opportunity on the paired board. A check raise to 19-2 is the play.
Yeah, I like the check raise. He's representing a flush or maybe a 5 in his hand, or he might even have a big ace.
The aggression, though, does not shake Capriles as his double-up hopes just got brighter. And the river deuce, Norman?
It never helps anybody, anytime, anywhere, in any hand. And, right now, Nicholas, I guess he could turn his hand into a bluff, or he could get a head start on the next Ted Lasso episode on Apple TV.
Well, now Asted shoves to put Capriles to the ultimate decision, but Capriles up to the task and secures the double up.
Yeah, he was trying to get him off of an ace or a 9, but that wasn't going to happen, and it didn't work, and now Ted Lasso is ahead in his life.
Miguel earning a spot in the final 8. Next up, we've got a quarterfinal match, and what a doozy it was between the USA's Daniel Soltis, who's got 2 World Series of Poker cashes under his belt, and German pro footballer for Union Berlin and a poker aficionado, Max Cruz. He's got a World Series of Poker final table to his credit. All right, let's check the action right now. Soltis raised 4,000 into Cruz.
Pocket aces, Cruz is not looking at.
Ooh, Cruz all in.
But well, this can't be Soltis' last hand. He's got him covered. GG from Max Cruz. That's the equivalent, I guess, of putting your stuff together when you're in a live table.
Cruz up to the moment, flopping trip queens blank on the end, and Cruz has his latest double up to just about even the match.
From GG to WTF, how do pocket aces keep losing? I think it's climate change.
Soltis would eventually take that match and move on to the next round. As the field dwindled down, the high-quality matchups become commonplace. In the round of 16, we do find a matchup between Mirza Muhovic of Luxembourg, runner-up in the 10K WSOP Winter Circuit heads-up event, and Spain's Adrian Mateos, the WSOP bracelet winner from the 2017 Live Heads-Up Championship at the Rio in Las Vegas. When we pick up the action, Muhovic holding a slim chip lead.
Mirza, known as Zaza, likes to play 24 tables online simultaneously.
Mateos raises pre-flop with queen 10 of diamonds, and Mirza wants a little bigger pot. He 3-bets and gets called. The flop is the nut straight with a redraw to the nuttiest of nuts for Mateos, a royal flush.
Wow, somebody slipped in a short deck. Lon, I started playing poker on an oil rig in Branson, Missouri in the early 1950s, and I have never seen a flop like that.
Muhovic flopped top 2. He leads out for 6,600. Mateos, the 2013 World Series Europe main event champ, just calls.
I mean, man, you flop Broadway like Adrian did, and you got a redraw to a straight flush.
Another king finds a turn. Check from these two KG vets. And then the river, a third king, counterfeiting Adrian straight, giving Muhovic kings full of aces.
What was that? First of all, I forgot that a king was another out for Mirza. That's why I only play poker on weekends at retirement homes.
Mirza checks. Adrian now smartly checks. And what could have been disaster for either player ends up being a modest pot for Muhovic. Mateos would battle back and overcome Muhovic and move into the quarterfinals. Now let's take a look at that quarterfinal match with Mateos, who has impressed everyone since he hit the poker circuit, now 27 years old, and still running good and playing well. His opponent for this matchup is Vlad Stefan Lash, who was a quarterfinalist in this event last year. Lash, with a slim lead as we pick up the action, has the button with ace-4, makes a min raise to 1,000. Adrian Mateos holds the powerful ace-queen of clubs, and he raises it.
Min raise is polite. A 3-bet is impolite.
Lash with the ace-4 comes back over the top, Norman.
A 4-bet? That's downright rude. Have we seen a 4-bet pre-flop? What is this, 2006?
Mateos makes the call. The flop misses both. Adrian checks.
Now, if I had 4-bet pre-flop.
You would never do that.
I said if.
I'm saying it hasn't happened. It's not going to happen.
Just forget it. I can't believe we actually drove here together today.
Well, you drive as well as you 4-bet.
You said I'd never 4-bet.
That's how you drive. The aggressor keeps aggressing to a lesser degree. 55-20 from Lash.
Yeah, I don't know if ace-queen can continue here.
Mateos, with the better hand, does call. An ace on the turn hits both, but it's Lash who better tread carefully.
Well, Mateos checks. He's just going to let Lash continue to drive the action here.
Sneaky from Adrian. A check back. The river pairs aboard, ensuring Mateos is best at showdown.
This is interesting. I just don't know what Adrian Mateos is going to do here. Got the bigger ace. I don't know what he's going to do. He doesn't know what he's going to do.
Almost 17,000.
Oh, he value bets and he gets a call. Oh, he value bets and wins. I could have done that.
No, you couldn't have. Just give it up. So, a lot of chips go to Mateos from Lash. Mateos on to the semifinals. So there you have it. We are down to our final 4 in this 10K Heads-Up Championship. Adrian Mateos will take on Arthur Conan in one semifinal. Daniel Soltis will take on Alec Ponikovs in the other.
Only a fool who never 4-bets would bet against Mateos, and I love to 4-bet.
We'll be here for the live play-by-play on the GGPoker YouTube channel. September 4th, a new champion will be crowned, and a bracelet will be awarded. For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.